Welcome to my home. Of course, I've been here for 3 years and it's been splattered through my videos, what I've been doing to it. Not a lot. We are at the beginning stages here of turning this into my home, and it's the first opportunity I've ever had. Now, if you haven't already, check out video 135. It was only a few ago. I did a walk around the house, the land and so on, so you can get a good feel for it. And as I just mentioned, this is going to be my home, so I can do things to it that will cater for my needs. But I'm being ultra realistic here because at the end of the day, it's just a roof over my head. It's not the prettiest building in the world, but what I'm hoping I can do to it is just create an environment, a space that's going to suit my every needs. And there are limitations, which I'll go into as we go through the videos. I'm hoping that I can take the experiences from everything that I've done up to this point. And by the way, everything I've done, I've always sought advice for. If anyone knows what it's like to buy and sell a house, you'll know how stressful that can be. But then in another country, and then finding out where to get all the materials, who to ask, builders and so on, it is quite difficult. And I keep that out of my videos as much as possible because I'm not trying to teach anyone anything. I'm just trying to keep them lighthearted and my journey basically going through the week. So don't take anything I do too seriously. I take what I do seriously, but that's as far as I want it to go. I'm not encouraging anyone to move out here for a start. I'm not encouraging anyone to do anything remotely similar to this. And certainly don't get your advice from someone like myself, a YouTuber. Got to get it from the source. Anyway, this can't be a money pit. I'm on a very tight budget. I've got to clear the house out, get a good feel as to what's going on here, and there are a number of problems that I need to get resolved, and I'm really hoping that's going to be straightforward because I'm a little bit apprehensive at this point in time. And I want to explore a little bit of the Algarve, which will be nice, and the rest of Portugal. So I'm hoping I can inject those into my videos and make them as entertaining as possible. So I hope you can join me on this one. It's going to be fun. Someone asked me, who'd you get in to do that giraffe? You have to watch my videos. It had a whole video all by itself. Storage tent, 4 by 8 meters. It's quite big, and I'm really hoping this isn't going to be too difficult because it's just me and I have still got a damaged arm. It's going to take another 4 or 5 weeks to properly heal, so we'll see how we get on with that one. One of the things I'm also going to do, because ordinarily by the time I've sold a house, I moved into a new one, and I get the inspiration just by being there, I guess, somewhere new, a new space. But I've been here for 3 years, and this bus has been sat here for 2 years, and I guess it's blocking the back of the house, and I want to get that inspiration and views without anything blocking me. So I've decided I'm going to move it back down to where it was. Not the best idea because it's actually in a quite good location as far as day-to-day use is concerned, but it won't start at the moment, damn it. So I'm going to have to, I'll change the batteries, see if that works. But otherwise, by hook or by crook, it's getting down there, even if I have to drag it. I'm being a bit of a dipstick. The bus, I've been trying to start it for the last couple of days with no joy. One of the batteries was flat, so I've replaced it. And, well, it needs 24 volts, so 2 12-volt batteries. And I thought, stupidly, that it made sense that you would have, like, in this case, negative, negative, positive, positive. It just sort of made common sense to me, I guess, but I was completely wrong because I've just been to the mechanic to replace this bit here. It broke. and he told me I had them the wrong way round. In this case now it has to be negative, positive, negative, positive, which now to me that logically makes a bit more sense, but it didn't before. Anyway, call me old-fashioned, call me stupid, call me whatever. I made a mistake. Now, as I kind of know which one is which, because the hole is small and obviously goes to the negative, I'm going to put these together on here. That will connect in this case that's the negative, that'll go to the positive on that one, and then I've got these two here, and oh, that one's got the positive written on it, so I obviously know which way around it's going to go. Now I'm hoping if I can get this bus started, I've got another little conundrum, which is the bus is down in a dip. I purposely put the bus lower down in a hole so it was easy to step into it, but the roof here is only that much above it, so when I drive it out it's going to come up onto the level and it will scrape the underside of that roof. So that means that I need to basically take that roof apart, take the guttering off and so on, or at least unscrew it, so when I do drive up and onto the level that it's just going to push it up and nothing's going to stop it. So might do a little bit of scratching, but that's probably going to be the better way, and then I can get it down the garden. So this is actually quite exciting, but I can't believe I've just spent the last couple of days fiddling around with this and I had them the wrong way around. I'm such an idiot. Well, not really, I mean, it's not like you do this every day, but you know what, I'm a man, I should know these things. Ugh. What are the chances of this working? It's been 2 years. Here's the other thing as well, if it does start, this pellet burner is almost, well, I've only got a few inches from the steering wheel, so I don't know how I'm going to drive this. Right. Neutral. So messy in here. Well, I've got power, that's good. No way. No way. 2 years. And it didn't just start, it literally, just a turn of a key, first time. That's incredible. Really incredible. Wow. Okay, that's lifted my spirits quite a lot. Spiders are going to have to go. Bit of a clean in here, see if I can squeeze between the back of the pellet burner and the steering wheel. And then get down to the clutch. Yeah, we'll see. Wow. Wow. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do this tomorrow. It's getting a little bit later. I want to walk the dogs. We know it starts, so fantastic. I've got to take off part of that chimney from the pellet burner. It is quite high, this bus, and well, it got up here, and I have measured from the lower part there. That gap between there seems like a good place. It's around about 290 centimeters, 2 meters 90, and the bus needs a minimum of about 280, so that is really cutting it fine. It is on a gradient there as well, but at least I'll only have to move the cement mixer. Good clean start tomorrow, get it all out of the way, and we'll get this bus moved into position and see what it looks like. Clutch isn't working, so did a bit of Google searching and found out where the fluid goes. and top that up, but it's still not working. I can't get it in gear once the engine's starting, but when it's off, it goes into gear. So the mechanic's going to come and have a look, and I'm really hoping it's going to be an easy fix. But if not, there must be a plan B. They pass. Hey, hey! Uh-oh. Well, that didn't quite go to plan, but I guess I did say by hook or by crook, didn't I? But yeah, this is the hole that the rear wheels were in, and that's what I had to get it out of to get it anywhere. And I'm just looking at the back of this house now, back of this area. It feels like a house because I've been living in it for 2 years, but that's a really unsettling feeling. It feels like the front wall's been taken down and just revealing all the furniture and so on. Of course, it's a junkyard at the moment because I've just been throwing stuff around, but it's a really weird feeling. So the mechanic turned up and we decided it wasn't going to be a quick fix. When I was starting, it was in reverse. I couldn't see what gear I was in because the gear knob didn't have those markings on it. And well, I figured if I can start it in gear and it would just lunge forward and cut out, if I can get it out the hole and down to here, gravity will take over. And that kind of went to plan. I was sitting, unfortunately, on the floor, pushed by the side of the pellet burner, and I couldn't reach the handbrake. The power steering wasn't working, and neither were the brakes. So it was a little bit scary for a second. I felt a tiny bit out of control, but at least we didn't do any damage to anything at this point. And then I thought I'll let the mechanic take over and I can guide him what could go wrong. And well, you know what, it wasn't his fault, it was an accident. I am still gutted by that though, because it is a cork tree. They are protected. It was an accident, but the roots weren't snapped, they were just bent. So I'm really hoping that I can just dig around there and give it some proper footing and it'll be all right. I have planted quite a few more cork trees here, so yeah, I mean, it wasn't his fault. No one's fault. I think he feels really bad though. It's all superficial. This is a sawn bus. I have it for a purpose. I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to be doing with it afterwards. I can of course fix all of that when I've decided what to do with it. Everything in there was all right. Pellet burner moved a little bit, but not too bad. This bit down here though, this is the bit I fixed the first time round. It must have been when I was taking it out of the hole and it hit the metal framework. think this could take some time. I'll have to say that was pretty straightforward to put together. It did take quite a while, but all the metal's stamped and numbered, so it was pretty easy, I guess. Of course, I'm working at ground level. The next bit, that's going to be interesting. I was doing so well then. I've just realised, going through the metal tubes, looking at the numbers, that I've actually missed out a section. It needs to be longer. Blimey, that's a whopper. 8 meters. When you see it in flesh, it's huge. I'm really glad now that I'm going to be taking down all of this section here, because it's really dominating the area. So I'm going to come back tomorrow and carry on with this. I really wanted to get the uprights on, but it's going to take a little bit of time, and I want to sort out the bus. I've got a sore arm. I'll carry on with it tomorrow with fresh daylight, and hopefully I'll get this whole thing up. Boys have found themselves a nice little shelter. Wonder if they'll use that when it's got the roof on. Go for Din Din's a walk. Good boys. Something tells me this isn't going to be easy. The instructions don't show which way round this goes. And because although it's a long structure, by the time you've got the uprights, the roof and so on, it's pretty much equal. But this, now I can see these ringlets, has got to be the ground. So, start again. I need a water. Well, that was fun doing that. I was very lucky that the wind was pretty calm. Otherwise, I could have been in serious trouble. Doing it on my own, of course. I know I'm going to get someone saying I should have got someone to help me, but living here on my own, don't really have that option too much. And well, let's face it, if I can't do something like this, then there's no hope. I was thinking while I was doing this, of course, that I get quite a few comments, a lot of them through Messenger. A lot of people saying that they've been inspired to do something, not renovation, but just something. And letting me know that, thank you very much, because that also inspires me. That's what we're trying to do with these videos, to be honest with you, is just have a bit of fun, and if you can get something from it, then all the better. But there's always going to be someone out there who wants to critique, knock you, and I think that's what puts a lot of people off from trying. But you know what? We don't know what's around the corner, so it's not worth worrying about what anyone thinks. So if you are someone who feels a little bit inspired, not from my videos of course, but just generally, give it a go. It's so rewarding. You may be a really good gardener and not know it. You might be able to grow your own food, and how satisfying is that? Just picking up a paintbrush, you might be a great painter. You might not be, of course, you might not enjoy it. But if you don't give it a try, you'll never know. And it might just inspire you to do something else that you do enjoy and you can be really good at. For me personally, I do push myself a little bit because I guess I'm trying to prove a point to myself. No one else. I'm not after any praise or approval from anybody at all. I do it because I'm trying to better myself. So give it a go, whatever it is. Let me know how you get on. And don't ever worry about what anyone else thinks, because they're just not worth it.